Thanks, Carla. I'll make sure they're all said. How are you, Preston?
Good.
Good. What do you got? Just this? History? What else? Math? Geography? Okay, there we go. Alright, let's begin. Apparently, the only questions you're going to get asked, I was very close, the only questions you're going to get asked are going to be the ones that are on hand. So my biggest fear always is you always do these, and then sometimes it's just apparently, these are going to be the questions. You've been answering them in class, these ones, in the last few days. Okay, let's just have a quick look. I want to make sure you understand everything that's in here. You can ask questions, and then we'll go on to the next thing. Okay. Looking at Hamlet. You've got to know when it was written. When was Hamlet written? 1600. And what type of play is it?
Tragedy.
It's a tragedy. So written in 1600, it's a tragedy. And just the little questions that she put, for example, how soon after the king's death did Gertrude marry? You need to know 2 months. Why so soon? Why
Because they didn't want the people to be focused on the death of him, and they wanted to move on.
Okay.
And he wanted the kingdom quickly.
Yeah, he did. I mean, his own motives are he wanted power. He murdered his brother for a reason. Do you know what it means when you kill a king? What's the word?
Impeach.
Not impeach. That's when you take away the prison. Have you heard of the word regicide? Regicide is taken away. Regicide. Okay. What did Laertes ask permission to do?
Go to France.
Okay, now why? Who is Laertes?
He's Felia's brother.
Okay, he's Felia's brother. Why does he want to go to France, do you think? Why does he want to go to France? Okay, he goes to France obviously because they are in the process of it's meant to bring relations. Okay? And what advice did Polonius give to his departing son? It says, to thine
own self be true.
to thine own self be true. In other words,
Stay true to who you are.
yeah, stay true to who you are. What advice did Laertes give his sister before he leaves?
Not to marry.
Not to put it all over him, because he might not be able to marry him.
Yeah, it's not a question of not marrying her, but it's more a question of stop clinging to Hamlet. Because he's very clingy, very needy. And he says, stop clinging to Hamlet. Explain how Claudius killed the king.
He put poison in his ear while he was sleeping in an orchard.
Yes, he did. He put poison in his ear whilst he was sleeping in an orchard. What did Fortinbras ask Claudius later in the play?
For safe passage.
Yes, exactly. Safe passage, because he wants... Okay, he's on their way to attack Poland. And what is the name of the play? Hamlet asked the players.
Hamlet?
Gazar.
Yes. Yeah, the murder of Gazar. Did Hamlet love Ophelia?
Yes.
Yes, he did love Ophelia. He really did love Ophelia. Hamlet is going to be the quintessential tragic hero. Okay, he did love Ophelia. His feelings were real. But he's going to get so caught up in the feelings of revenge that that's going to cloud everything else. Okay? Did Claudius repent of the killing?
No, he.
No, and how do we know? Because we know that he's out to get everything else. It says here, he wouldn't stop until Hamlet was dead as well. He didn't want to give up the possessions. Okay? And why did Hamlet kill Claudius? Why did he not kill him when he was repenting?
He would go to heaven.
Yeah, absolutely. He was in prayer and he thought, no, I'm not going to let him go to heaven. He's repenting, and that would mean God would forgive his sins. How did Hamlet get back to Denmark after being sent away to England?
He changed the pirates.
Pirates. And what was plan A for killing Hamlet? Poison on the sword.
Cup.
Plan B was the cup.
Cup.
Plan A was the sword. Plan B is the cup. And why didn't they work? A or B? Why?
He wasn't thirsty
Okay.
for the cup.
He wasn't thirsty, and he's a good swordsman. He's a really good swordsman. The funny thing in this book is that everyone dies the way they plan to kill someone else. Okay?
Amen.
And say how they died. Polonius is killed by Hamlet. Alright? And he's stabbed through the curtain. Do you remember that whole scene in the bedroom with the mom and all the rest? Ophelia, kills herself. She drowns in the river,
Committed suicide.
commits suicide.
She did commit suicide.
She
No one
did.
knows.
We all did.
She drowns in the river. We
That
That
know.
doesn't mean it's suicide.
She fell off a
Hamlet did, sorry.
Yeah. Well, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, how they die?
They're executed.
They are executed. They are beheaded. Okay, remember that the letter gets changed around. The letter that's supposed to kill Hamlet, he changes it, and so they get killed instead. Laertes, how does he die?
Yeah, got it out. Yeah.
Hamlet kills him with a poisoned sword. Gertrude, Claudius kills her really because of the poisoned cup. And who kills Claudius? Hamlet, with a poisoned sword, and the cup. And Hamlet dies. Laertes kills him with the poisoned sword. Okay. Last thing, what you really have to know, the main theme of Hamlet is
Revenge has consequences.
revenge has consequences. So, in other words, yeah, Jenny can read. So, revenge has consequences. The whole book is about revenge, and that is why Hamlet cannot see straight. He genuinely loves Ophelia, but he's unable to show her that true love and be what he's supposed to be because he's got to get revenge for his father. Why is Hamlet so bent on revenge? What does he think is going to happen as a result?
Like, please, father.
He's going to please his father. Remember, his father, he's seen the ghost of his father, and his father has asked him for revenge. He's pleasing his father, and he cannot stop until he's done so. Whose skull did the grave diggers unearth?
Your age, the king.
Jester.
Full of lies. Just room.
Yes.
Now dead.
Okay, so it's the king's jester. When they bring up that skull and Hamlet looks at it, he thinks, and that's why it says they're full of life and now dead. He suddenly realizes everyone's going to die. This guy had been part of my youth and my childhood, and now he's dead. And so, but he does say that life is worth living, which is why the skull is brought out in the first place. You know all of that. I think you're good with Hamlet. Those are the type of questions you're going to get asked.
I got it down.
Okay, you got Hamlet down.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do Faustus. Okay. Faustus, first of all, what form did Faustus tell the demon to take when he first summoned him? Yeah, he wanted him to be a pleasant one. Remember when he calls up the demon and he gets a fright because he doesn't expect it and it's so hideous and ugly. He says, I want you to be a pleasant one. And where did the demon say hell was?
Earth.
It says it's everywhere. Everywhere where there is no God is hell. And where does the story take place? It's Germany. It's the original folk tale was in Germany. And what happens to Faustus at the end of the play? He does go to hell. We think for a moment that maybe he would be okay, but why? He does repent, doesn't he? Do you remember towards the end of the play what happened?
The scholars come in and pray for him, but he just refuses to accept it.
I think it's too late.
Yes, he says it's too late. They come in and pray for him, and he says it's too late, and it is too late. He basically crossed the line. Okay. What was Faustus's chief sin? Pride. Do you remember why he wanted all of this? Because he had studied everything. Everything known to man he'd studied. And he wanted more. He wanted to know everything. And he thought the only way I'll ever have all knowledge and know everything is with these powers. And he certainly comes back to bite him. What was a motive of the play? And you can say any of these things. Books, pranks, magic. What is a motive?
It's like something that's it's symbolic, but it's only in the play. Like it's not symbolic outside of the play.
Yes, it's something that's symbolic in the play, but it's repeated a lot. A motive comes back again and again. The pranks, the magic, it's repeated. What was a symbol of the play? And it's blood equals
with life.
life. Okay? And what genre is Dr. Faustus?
Tragic.
So we've got another tragedy. But this tragedy is his own fault. He brings it upon himself. You know the general story of Faustus. Gentlemen, you okay? I know. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
I've just said that you hate the book, and you just said yeah.
He just said yes again.
Again, really? It's a terrible answer.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. I just asked you if you only pretended to read the book and you said yeah.
I read it.
I'm kidding. Okay.
You don't get around me.
Okay, so what Canterbury Tales? Okay, look, I mean these are not a lot of questions, so obviously it's going to be quick, the exam. Just briefly, and we'll think if there's anything else you need to discuss. Where were the pilgrims going?
Canterbury.
Shrine of Thomas Becket.
Thomas a Becket. And why are they going there? Do you remember why they're going there?
Like a pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell stories.
Because they think when they get there and they pray, it'll lessen their time in purgatory. Remember, they believe in purgatory at that time, and they believe that that's what will do it. So what was the plan for the game?
Everyone buys a meal for the party.
First
why
it was
don't you
the-
read
That story.
everybody buys a meal for the person who tells the best story. Okay? You've got this unruly bunch,
Wait, I thought
and yeah.
She said in
I
class
thought it was
that
one
Emma.
person that the person that tells the worst story buys everyone food.
Well, that's we can find out about that. That's what this one. So we'll double check that. What member of the clergy did Chaucer admire the most? Parson. And who was the youngest pilgrim?
The squad.
Squire. And what was he like? He was a ladies' man, self-centered. Yes. Who were the women on the pilgrimage? Okay, two of them. The prioress, wife of Bath, and describe them briefly. The prioress, she was very worldly.
Woolly and a W word. I'm not supposed
And
to say.
unfortunately, the wife of Bath, yes, was, a lady of the night.
My mom says no. I'm not supposed to say that.
The Knight's Tale was about what? And the answer is honorable love. Tell me quickly, what was the Knight's Tale?
Arcita and Palamon, and they both went on with Emily, and they had to fight over her.
Okay.
Just such a butt.
And she's down below, they see her, they both want her. One says he wants her because he saw her first, and then, the other one said he's madly in love, and so it goes on till the end. One dies, one gets the girl. Okay. Let's just have a look at these terms. A beast fable. Beast fables where the animals talk to each other and teach a lesson. And a farce is a whole series of unlikely events. A lot of these stories are farces. Okay. Fado is the crude humor. Fabulous. And physiognomy, say it.
Physiognomy.
Say it quickly.
Physiognomy.
The character qualities are expressed physically, and then romance obviously is honorable love. If you understand all this, guys, let's go now. Let's just think about very briefly here the poetry. Okay, I imagine that you're probably going to get a couple of poems to analyze and look at. Okay, I think you're probably going to give you maybe John Donne, Death Been on Trial, maybe one of the Shakespearean sonnets, Shall I Compare Thee to Midsummer's Day, or one of those. To be able to divide a sonnet by its structure and label its parts. Do you remember how to do that? Okay. When you look at and we've done this before, Jenny, haven't we? When you look at your poem, remember if it's an Elizabethan sonnet, it's a Shakespearean sonnet, it's going to have 3 quatrains and a rhyming couplet. So it's going to be A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G.
Is that Elizabethan?
That's Elizabethan. Okay, so that's Shakespearean. Just remember that. So you've got 3 quatrains, A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, and you must be able to fill that all in and show how you understand. Also, what is the meter on an Elizabethan? Iambic pentameter. And how many syllables? 10 syllables, stressed and unstressed. Okay, so that's Elizabethan. When you look at the Petrarchan, the Italian, it's got an octave and a sestet. So when you divide it, that's how it's going to be divided. Okay? What was Sydney's collection called? Astrophil and Stella. And you know that, what are the title meaning? An astrophil is a star lover, and a stellar is a star. So it means star lover and star. What was the theme of his poetry? Always sad, and he's always looking for love. Yes. In Sonnet 1, what does he do to try to combat his writer's block? Do you remember, without looking at the answer, what does he do? He reads the work of others. He reads the work of others. And what is his conclusion? His conclusion is you can't read the work of others in order to do that. It has to come from your heart. It has to come from your heart. To whom did Shakespeare write Sonnet 18?
What was it?
To a man.
Oh man.
To a man.
I don't think we have.
They had a mentor relationship. It was a mentor relationship. It wasn't a other one. What is the dominant metaphor of Sonnet 18?
Summer.
It is that summer is man. Man is summer in the metaphor. Okay, compared to man. And in Sonnet 116, what is the controlling metaphor? It's basically
What true love is.
yes. Yes. And the message is that love is constant. All right, it's not altering, it's not going to change ever. Love is constant. The rhyme scheme in Sonnet 116, when you look at it, you'll see it's Elizabethan. It's going to have 3 quatrains, the A, B, A, B, etc., etc. In Holy Sonnet 10, the paradox, guys, what is the paradox?
It contradicts itself.
Totally. It contradicts itself. Like, for example, a quiet storm, or a dark sun, or a